Hi guys, welcome back. All right, so this is going to be a storytelling where I am just going to say, Cancer, let's see which direction is Cancer's soul purpose taking them right now. Also, just FYI, tomorrow, Sunday, I will be putting out a series of videos that are going to be all about the different north and south nodes. So you might want to catch that tomorrow as well. So we've got the magic stream. If somebody else got this, I want to say it might have been Libra, if I remember right. But Cancer, if Cancerian soul is like driving them toward this beautiful place of like how do I want to say it? Peace, calm, but kind of wrapped in this kind of mystical fairy dust, a little poof of fairy dust. There's something like being aware of the miracles around oneself are really highlighted in this. Um, Feeling like life is more of it's almost a little dreamy. Life has a unique quality where the things that we think can, be molded into actual, tangible actions, and that's a magical, almost mystical possibility. We've got a 5 of Wands. So I gotta say, if our Cancerian has kind of been split in half about, do I do this, do I do that, the indecisive energy of contemplating things, going round and round and round and round, trying to see it from both sides, trying to figure out what is the right choice to make. I have to say, I think that they're headed more toward a flow of energy here. What needs to change is they need to just allow themselves to flow more, and they know that. I think that there have been like struggles, there have been things where our Cancerian may have been trying to fit things too much in a box, and the truth of it is, let's use light as an example, right? Light is both a wave and a particle. There's a duality to it. That's exactly, sometimes we can't differentiate between, you know, is this person a soulmate? Are they a twin flame? Yes. And neither. It's like, how do you explain both? Because maybe something is both. So maybe we just roll with it. It's a past life energy that also feels twin flamey. However we want to look at this. I'm not saying that's what it is, but we have a Page of Cups in the reverse. That's interesting because this is changing our storyline. Page of Cups in the reverse says there is no need for an apology, or maybe there won't be an acceptance of an apology no matter what, and yet we've forgiven it already. That could be the mind bender here. 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, there is something balanced already. The Cancer doesn't have to like gnash their teeth and figure out, is it this, is it that, do I accept this, do I not? They're like, let's put it this way. We can say, whatever has happened, I can see both sides of it. So although I don't like it, it's not okay with me at all. I also am not mad at the person for their actions because I understand why they did it. Or I can say, I don't need the apology, but I don't want to see them anymore. Or I can forgive them, but I don't need to have a formal, sit down and hug it out. It's an interesting thing because we're making peace with things, and it's just making it easier. It makes everything so that it flows so much better right now. We've got a King of Cups. I think our Cancerian is just like, look, stuff happens, life moves on, things don't work out. Or they don't work out at that moment in time. This could be that the Cancerian is really letting go of past situations, and it's like, look, nobody needs to apologize. Maybe since we got that page there, maybe it's like we were both young. Even if it was only yesterday, we were younger then. Sometimes we get those sparks of inspiration where it's just like, look, the thing that used to bother me so much, honestly, it doesn't even factor in anymore. This is very much overcoming something with huge amounts of satisfaction, love, power, personal investment. This is really good. 6 of Cups. It is a returning soulmate. There is some kind of energy of returning energy that I think is going to be really satisfying. And it could be a shocker. It could be a shock that sometimes we hold on to something for a really long time, and we think that we've um chewed through it, and we know, like, if this happens, then I need this, 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 and this. If this person's ever going to show up into my life, we need to have this conversation. And then the day arrives and we go, huh, I don't actually need any of the things that I thought I did. It's for some reason, it's just so damn good to see you, and it just flows. It's just easier than what we thought. Oftentimes I think we build stuff up in our minds. We try to get logical. We try to make peace with things. And then the actual act of making peace, when we look in somebody's eyes, the entire heart can change. We have a King of Pentacles. I'm telling you, by the way, my tummy's going to start growling. I'm super hungry. I should go eat after this. I just feel like this is not going to be the stressful, miserable, difficult set of circumstances. It's actually just going to flow. It's going to feel like maybe both people were maybe a little bit timid to come into a conversation again. And I think it's obvious without having to say it. I think both people are going to recognize, like, oh God, we're both just so relieved that we're talking to each other again. This could have been like a difficult moment between people that were non-romantic. And this could be like, that awkwardness that exists sometimes between, like, siblings is a good example, right? Because siblings, like, you used to fight and pull each other's hair when you were kids, and then you grow up, and then sometimes the problems, like, we don't, when we're kids and we get angry and pull each other's hair, and yell at each other, we can forget about it really fast and start playing again together. But as adults, it's like, okay, wait a second, there's an awkwardness now, because do we have this protocol of, like, we have to come and, say this formal apology and give this, respect? Well, not really, because remember, we're still the same old kids. We have a different bond. That's what I feel like. Whether this is like a sibling, or whether it's like a romantic bond, whatever quality of bond it was, it's deeper than formality, if that makes sense. It's deeper than formality. So there is the ability, I think, for this relationship to flow without the need for standing on formal due process. Wheel of Fortune, and there's also something about divine timing. All of this just feels so, well, magical, right? It feels like this is just the right time. It's the right place. It's the right energy. Both people seem to be in a state of, like, oh God, I'm just so relieved. I think it's going to be this awesome, kind of like letting bygones be bygones kind of attitude. But it's more than that also. It's like there's a deep love here between two people. There's a deep, I just think these two have wanted to see each other again so much, and they haven't known how to approach each other, and I think they both understand that as well. This looks like Cancerian to me, and this looks like maybe they were dealing with an earth sign. Doesn't have to be, but it's almost like both people have struggled to figure out, how maybe they're the ones trying to figure out, like, how they explain, like, I've hated this distance between us. I've hated this difficulty between us. We've got in this pocket watch that also has a compass that also has an eyeball in it. For this Wheel of Fortune, we have so many overlapping ideas of, like, it's time and the direction in life that we want to go, and what we really see and what's really important to us is being back in each other's energy field. And it's not anymore about who did who wrong, and it's not anymore about what happened in the past. It really is, and I don't think that it must have been anything that was so heinous that, this isn't an easy thing to forgive, right? Because if it was, if somebody is, called quits on a relationship or something for a valid reason, where it's like, never again, we're never dealing with this person again, there are reasons to put up boundaries that are that strong, right? I have a zero tolerance for abusers, and people that are straight up bad news that will intentionally come up and try to cause harm. That is not what this storyline is suggesting. This suggests that two people, that's why I was using like a sibling bond or something, where there's a deep, relationship that pre-existed whatever awkward, unpleasant energy, argument, whatever this was. That deep bond is actually way more powerful than the awkward, argumentative energy that arose between these two. but it's looking really good. It's looking like both people are in the same mindset where it's just like, God, I'm just so glad. I'm just so glad that we're talking again. And to have this Hanged Man, Piscean energy here, it did come out sideways, but it's like, I still think that these two are going to take a little while to ease back into whatever revised version of a connection they're going to have. I think that they're the immediate, like, God, I'm just so glad that we're talking again. And I think it's going to be obvious on each person's face. I think they're going to see it in each other's eyes. I mean, that's why the eyeball is here. But I think to actually like form a bond again, that could still take a little bit of time, or to recognize that maybe the bond will have changed. That could take just a little bit of time. Almost like they're feeling each other out to decide, like, how are they feeling about me? How am I feeling about them? First, the initial energy is like, I'm just so glad we're talking again. We have the Chariot, Cancerian. Part of this is, I think a lot of it is going to be on Cancer's. They're the ultimate decider. They're going to lead the way through this. If they want to invite this person over for dinner, if they want to extend an invitation, or if they want to casually be like, hey, I'm going to stop by and come see you, like after their initial meeting where it's like, okay, wow, this feels so good. Now we know that we can kind of communicate, but what happens next? I think Cancerian takes the lead. They will be the ones who decide when. They might even say, you know what, I'm so glad that we're talking. I'll give you a call in, a couple days or something. I've got some stuff going on. I want to see if you want to, maybe I'll talk to you about if you want to join me or come on over or have dinner. Why don't I give you a call sometime in the next week or two? And I think that's kind of, this feels flowing. This feels comfortable. This feels easy. I do think Cancerian will take that initiative to invite that person or, to spend time with them. But it's definitely like the ball is in their court. They get to take the lead, but it's all calm. It's not like, okay, I begrudgingly have to allow this person into my life. It's like, no, just the initial reconciliation energy is beautiful. And then we'll just kind of let things flow from there. But I'll invite them into my life again, maybe in kind of like smaller increments or something, but just so it doesn't feel highly pressured. This is just a nice, gentle reconciliation that has huge potential. This could go, as much growth as possible could occur here, but it's just nice that it's so peacefully handled at first. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that one there. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. If you do enjoy the channel, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.